Alvin Nazarian. I happen to be the assembly member for this area, but my term just came to an end 2 days ago. So when Mr. Ibrahimi invited me a little over 5 weeks ago, I said, "Are you sure? Because my term comes to an end in November 30th. After that, I'm just anybody else. So do you really want me to be here?" So thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for the invitation, and thanks to all of you for spending a Friday night talking about very important issues that have to do about how we come together and how we organize and how we I started a little early, that's the problem, it's my fault. So it's critical that we engage in these conversations and figure out what are the steps and what are the factors that make us good. What is it that makes a certain community better than another community? What is it that makes a country better than another country? What is it that a state, one state, and look at the United States. We have 50 states, yet some function at a very high level, like the one we live in right now, which just became the 4th largest economy in the world, and some others do not. In fact, as much as people want to complain about California, let's really be honest about what's going on here. California is a donor state, which means that we pay enough taxes to subsidize 34 other states in this country. Okay? We generate so much revenue, we generate so much tax wealth for this country that we support other states that then turn around and criticize us on certain unmentioned media of all the things that we do wrong. But you be the judge of that. I think if we're doing so much to support other states and other countries, I think we're doing something right here. We constantly invest in our future. Now, that's where it gets a little tricky. Are we still continuing to invest in our future? Are we still continuing to invest in what makes us good? Because innovation is basically the only thing going for us right now, as the United States, and especially right here in California. Once we lose the ability to innovate and somebody else takes over, it's just a matter of time until us sliding away. I don't mean to say that in a doom and gloom situation. It's just one of the honest realities of how empires come and go. There are factors that make us strong empires, and in the United States, production, business activity was what made America great. Well, as manufacturing left the country to alternate places, to be cheaper, to be done cheaply, what we have going for us is the innovation that continues to come up with the product that then we export to other places to develop and manufacture. So before I go on, I just want to take a minute and give you a little background about myself. I ran for office 10 years ago. I've been extremely proud of representing this community, this college right here, over the course of the last decade. Among basically the geographic area of the district I represent is roughly between the 405 freeway, the 170 freeway, and Mulholland. So it's a kind of a triangle on the San Fernando Valley map, if you can picture it. California State Legislature is made up of 2 houses, just like the federal government. There's the state Senate that has 40 members, and there's the state assembly, similar to the House of Representatives, that has 80 members. So the 2 houses make laws, draft laws, then pass it in their own house of origination, and then pass it to the other house for purposes of accountability. If it passes muster and it passes both houses, then it goes to the governor to get signed or vetoed. Depends if you're on the naughty or nice list. That said, right here even, I just want to use that as an example. My district, if you were to compare it, since there's 80 districts, California is divided into 80 districts. My district is literally the size of the nail of your pinky compared to some of the other districts. We have districts in Northern California that are larger than roughly 24, 25 states combined because they're so huge. But the population is so bare. There's such small cities and such small hubs, miles and miles separated from one another, that it takes a very large boundary in order to collect a population of 500,000, roughly, to make an assembly seat or an assembly district. So you can also see the inequities of that, right? Because in my district, at 1 o'clock in the morning, you can traverse it within literally 45 minutes. During during business day, it'll take you 5 hours. But at 1 o'clock in the morning, it's just literally a few square miles. You can get done with it very fast. You can't do that in the first or second assembly districts. It'll take you a helicopter ride for the entire day to actually traverse the entire square footage of the square miles of those districts, because that's how large they are. Well, with large districts, there's certain challenges. Okay? Hospitals are there are fewer hospitals, and the time that it takes for traumatic experiences, if someone has a life-threatening illness or an accident, can you imagine if it takes 120 miles to get them to an emergency room? And what will happen to that person's life? Versus in our district, where there's multiple hospitals just within a few square miles, just the sheer density of the region causes much issues, causes homelessness, crime, criminal activity, various other challenges that we're dealing with on a daily basis. So every area has its challenges. But as a background, I was drawn to politics and to government because I myself am an immigrant. My mother and I came here from Iran. My family moved here from Iran, but it took us about 7 years for us to get here because we left after the war started. So I'm the first Iranian-born California state legislator in California State. Thank you. But in '81, when the war broke out, my mother and father said, we don't have any family member to spare in this war. So my brother was 16. They got him out of the country right away, took him to an Armenian boarding school in Cyprus, where he stayed for 3 years, came back and got me out of the country. And through Syria, Cyprus, Germany, finally we got our visas and came to the United States. It took about 2 months, and that was actually very good, because many people, as you all well know here, some of them took 2-3 years in refugee camps, in Germany especially. Some never even made it out. My uncle ended up opening up a Mediterranean sandwich shop in Sweden, and his